Hello and welcome kids. So, as you know, we are studying pair of linear equations in two variables. अभी तक हमने जो भी equations देखे, they were in a very standard format. That standard format went something like ax plus by plus c equals to 0. यही था. So we had our variables in the numerator. What if I shift the variables to the denominator? ऐसा क्यों करना है? Sometimes आ जाता है. Let us try to see how do we solve if we have our variables in the denominator. Alright? ये कब आते हैं? Where do we use such kind of equations where the variable is in the denominator? ये सब we will be looking into when we solve word problems. Right? What kind of word problems exist जिसकी वजह से variable denominator में आता है? We will look into that later. पहले we will be seeing how to solve them and then we will be looking at its applications. Alright? So wait till we get to the word problem ka section. Till then, let us see how do we solve this. Okay? So now our variables are in the denominator. Let's take a quick example. The example is over here. 1 upon x plus 1 upon y is equals to 8. 4 upon x minus 2 upon y is equals to 2. So you can see now the variables are in the denominator. How do we do this? First of all, the variables now are in the denominator. ये हमें पता है. So that is what is complicated in the sum. Okay, identify कौन से type का sum है ये. Okay, mind you, in your examinations, when the question will be put in front of you, they'll be saying obtain the solution, या solve the given linear pair of equations, whatever. ऐसा ही आपको दिया रहेगा. They won't be specifying. This is from this part of your chapter. This is from that part of your chapter. You are going to identify that. So what is the difference between the previous sums and this sum? Denominator में variable है, right? So variables are in the denominator. Are they linear equations? No. है या ना? Are they linear equations? Linear equations का definition क्या था? The very first time when we introduced this chapter हमने देखा था linear equations are those जिनके variable की highest degree 1 होती है. यहाँ पे भी 1 है, no doubt. यहाँ पे भी 1 है. But when you write 1 upon x times x raised to 1, this is x raised to minus 1. Laws of indices, people. Laws of indices. Minus 1 है. Linear equation में क्या चाहिए? Plus 1 चाहिए. So this is not a linear equation. Not a linear equation. So first we have to convert this into linear equations. बराबर? Again, quick. ये linear equations क्यों नहीं है? Because raised to minus 1 है. The powers, the indices are minus 1. They're integers. They're not whole numbers. Or that is, it is not 1. Moreover, it is not 1. So the degree is minus 1. Therefore, it is not a linear equation. But how do we make these linear equations? How do we make these linear equations? Whenever there is a denominator, we multiply it. We do this. Right? ऐसा bulb लगा इधर, I can see it. I can feel it. हमने denominator में already numbers देखे हैं, right? We had x upon 2, y upon 3, such sums, okay? So what do? We take LCM and then we solve it. यहाँ पे वैसे कर सकते हैं क्या LCM वाला method? यहाँ पे LCM अगर लिया, x and y का LCM क्या आएगा? x into y. ये क्या हो गया? X into y is not a linear term. We need individual variables, right? We need individual variables. या तो x चाहिए या तो y चाहिए. ये x y एक साथ नहीं चाहिए. बराबर? So this is scary term and it is not a linear term. Okay, it is not a linear term. So hence we cannot apply that LCM wala method that we used to solve if we had numbers in the denominator. So variables के साथ करना क्या है? How do we solve this? By substituting. अभी कहाँ पे क्या किधर substitute करना है? What we can do is, see, वी हैव 1/x. अगर मैंने इसको निकाल दिया पूरा का पूरा एंड मैंने 1/x की जगह पे a लिखा, देन आई हैव अ 1/y एंड मैंने 1/y की जगह पे b लिखा. मेरा फर्स्ट इक्वेशन क्या बनेगा? 1/x will be replaced by a. You have a plus sign in between. 1/y will be replaced by b is equals to 8. This is my equation 1. Now, is this a linear equation? Absolutely. Alright? मैंने a और b क्यों लिया? मुझे पसंद आया इसीलिए. आप कुछ भी ले सकते हो. आप m ले लो, l ले लो, कुछ भी ले लो. Alright? Any two variables other than x and y you have to consider over here. अभी ये तो first equation बना. What about the second equation? Second equation can be modified a bit. 4 times 1/x minus 2 times 1/y is equals to 2. Can I write it in this way? Absolutely. फिर मैंने 1/x को क्या लिखना है? a. So my equation becomes 4 times a. There's a minus sign in between. Then 2 है and 1/y है. 1/y को मैंने क्या substitute किया है? b. So it is 2 times b is equals to 2. This is equation number 2. Is this a linear equation? Yes, this is a linear equation. Now can you solve this? Absolutely. कोई भी method use करो. We have learned 3 methods so far. Substitution, elimination and cross multiplication. Use any one of the 3 methods to solve this further and obtain the values of a and b. Let us try to arrange the equations once more. Okay, once more. Substitute क्या करना है? You can substitute 1/x and 1/y as another variables. अभी मैंने यहाँ पे p and q ले लिया. Alright? Like I said, ab लो, pq लो, mn लो, कुछ भी लो. Anything that you like. Okay? So I substituted 1/x as p and 1/y as q. So my first equation becomes p plus q is equals to 8. Number दे दो जल्दी से. And then the next equation becomes 4p minus 2q is equals to 2. Alright, equation 1 and equation 2. ये मिल गया. अभी how do we solve this? Let's try to solve this by elimination method. कोई भी method use करो. कोई भी method use करो. You can use substitution, you can use elimination, you can use cross multiplication. Consider the two equations. हम लोग consideration कौन से इसमें करते हैं? ये consideration वाला step कौन से method में था? Substitution method. Excellent. So consider first equation. Okay, the simpler of the two equations is the first one naturally. So first one, we can write the first equation as p is equals to something or q is equals to something. So p is equals to p plus q is equals to 8, or you can write it as p is equals to 8 minus q. Okay, p is equals to 8 minus q. Substitution याद है ना? p is equals to something, yeah, q is equals to something. So that is how you get it. 8 minus q. Alright, नया equation बन गया. Equation number 3. What is the name of this method? Consideration किया, p is equals to something लाया, q is equals to something लाया. Substitution. The name of the method is substitution. So what do you substitute? You put equation number 3 कहाँ? In the equation that we did not consider. So that is the second equation. Okay, we need to substitute the third equation in equation that we did not consider, which is equation number 2. All right, so डालो, चलो जल्दी. 4 times p का वैल्यू क्या है? 8 minus q. So 4 times 8 minus q. The rest of the equation remains the same. So you have minus 2q is equals to 2. All right, ये बन गया equation. Can you solve this? Bracket operations. 4 multiplied by 8 is 32 and 4 multiplied by minus q is minus 4q. Minus 2q is equals to 2. Simplification. Only simplification. अभी क्या करोगे? You have 32 as it is, minus q minus 4q minus 2q क्या आएगा, minus 6q is equals to 2. Variables on one side, constants on the other side. बराबर, variables on one side and constants on the other side. So we'll keep our variable which is minus 6q on one side, 2 and shift 32, it will become minus 32. Alright, 2 minus 32 कितना होता है, minus of 30. Alright, so you have minus 6, उधर shift करो, you'll have q is equals to minus 30 upon minus 6, या फिर you can simply eliminate the minus signs beforehand. Okay, and then you have 30 upon 6 which is 5, so q का value आ गया 5. Can you find out the value of p? Absolutely. Put this value in equation number 3. In equation number 3. ये है हमारा equation number 3. So 8 minus q. Q is 5. 8 minus 5. We have p as 3. Do we end our sum here? Do we write the conclusion नीचे directly? We do not. Why? P and Q was something that we considered, we substituted. What are our original variables? X and Y. हमें P, Q का value मिला, but we do not need to stop here. We still need to solve further to obtain the values of X and Y. We need to obtain the values of X and Y. Let us complete this first once more, okay? So we need to obtain the value of P by substituting Q in either of the 3 equations. Let us try to substitute in equation number 3. Q, simplest equation, right? So substitute in equation number 3. So P का value क्या मिलेगा? 8 minus Q, that is 8 minus 5. So P का value मिलेगा 3. Do we end it here? Do we end it here? We have already established that we do not end it here. We resubstitute the values of P and Q and obtain the values of X and Y. Obtain the values of X and Y. So how do we do this? Let us quickly see. P is equals to 1 upon X. ये substitution था हमारा. And we obtain the value of P as 3. We obtain the value of P as 3. Let us solve this. 1 upon x is equals to 3. We take invertendo. या फिर taking multiplicative inverse of both the terms. So 1 upon x becomes x upon 1 and 3 upon 1 becomes 1 upon 3. तो x का value क्या आ गया? 1 upon 3. Can you similarly solve for value of y? We know that q is equals to 1 upon y and q is also equals to 5. Q is also equals to 5. The value क्या आएगा? Let us see the value of x first. P is equals to 1 upon x and P is equals to 3. So x क्या आएगा? 1 upon 3. Similarly, q is equals to 1 upon y. Q is equals to 1 upon y, but q is 5. Q is 5. We obtained that, right? We obtained it. So y will become 1 upon 5. Write the concluding statement, and that is how you solve pair of linear equations if you have your variables in the denominator. You simply substitute. You substitute 1 upon your variable with some other variable, a temporary variable. When you obtain the value of your temporary variables, resubstitute and obtain your original variables. Alright? Thank you.